Yeah, I had Raven's Fantasy on earlier, actually. It's a good song. It's fun. I love how sometimes I'll like lift my head as if to see at a better angle. And I'm like, the screen doesn't move. I can move the screen. But my brain tells me that if I crane my head high enough up, I'll see it from a different perspective. I know. I get that in games too. Sometimes when I'm like chopping wood and I'm looking around behind a tree to like keep an eye on something, and I'll crane my head and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need to do that. I get really animated with fucking playing games and shit. That's why I want to get a an avatar that like responds to movement and stuff. Because like as I said, like I would be dancing to a lot of these. You guys would be seeing like some pretty fucking animated drawing sessions. But on top of that, like when I'm playing stuff, there'll be so many lulls for what I'm actually doing in the background. Or and there would be somebody counting how many times I actually yawn per stream, for sure. Or try not to sneeze. I do that a lot. I don't know what it is. So as soon as I hit the live button, basically my nose is like, let's do this. Let's force like every bodily function out at the moment out of this nostril that we possibly can. I must admit, I don't bother to like mute anymore when I like have to like clear my throat or like fix up my voice and stuff like that because like it goes so often. And I don't know if it'll like fix itself up during summer, maybe. Because it's only been like going like away and going croaky and shit during winter. So I think it's just to do with the cold air. So it was fine in summer. Yeah, the difficult thing too is if you have like a desire to have like perfectionist art and stuff like that, it makes it really difficult when you scale this down and it ends up like you can't see a single fucking detail. I'm gonna skip ahead. That one gets weird. That one gets weird by my standards. I'm pretty sure I've skipped past the part where it gets weird. I think. Look, either that or I've sent it straight into it. It's one of the two. All right, that's kind of clean, except for that. Yeah, no, it's safe. Cool. All right, missing a spot. That's fine. That actually adds to it. All right, next up, fringe. Fringe on. Hmm. I sometimes wonder how much faster I draw with a tablet, but I don't think it'd be that much faster. I think just lines would be faster. Your wife loves her tablet? Yeah, I've got one saved to my wish list so I don't forget what the fuck I'm trying to get. But I'll get one eventually. I had a Wacom tablet originally, and I think it spoiled me. I have heard I've heard that apparently people that have Wacom tablets are spoilt for like sensitivity, quality, and stuff like that. So I don't know how I'd go with like other ones, but what the fuck have I got on mine? Hold up. Um, Art streams are one of those ones where I can open up a different browser and it's not too taxing. What did I save when you get there? I saved a Wacom Intuos Pro digital graphics drawing tablet. I think that's what it's called. Um, it's definitely out of my price range, so I'll be saving up for that for a while. But yeah, I fully intend to get like a nice fucking Wacom tablet again. I looked at several. I looked at so many with the intent. I'm like, oh, I want to get one that's cheap and nice. And what I was finding is a lot of the reviews were like, if you've had a Wacom tablet and you get a cheap tablet, it's you can literally feel the difference and stuff. And I'm like, well, I've kind of really ruined myself with that, which would put me into the more expensive bracket of like, the beefier tablets and stuff. But yeah, I also didn't want to be like, oh, I'll just get like a top notch, I don't know, brand one either. I got something I've used before that I know and like. That's some lines there. I'm not sure what I used to have. Is it with this being your job? I can see why you'd want an effective device. That and the fact that my wrist and my shoulder get really sore doing this with the mouse. So I mentioned a couple times, but I have a blanket and a shawl literally wrapped over my shoulder up to my neck on my right side because I'm drawing right-handed with this, and my wrist by the end of the night will be completely locked up and I'll need like liniment rub, heat pack, all the things. And then tomorrow I play PUBG, which is, a shooting game, right? So my ability to aim and shoot is going to be super compromised. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty fucked, but it's always hilarious because like I don't really care if I get kills or if I win the game or whatever. It's more so the fun of like just playing. So for me, sometimes like being handicapped by something I've done during the week is funnier to me than anything. I don't know what other people fucking think about it when they watch and they're like, God damn, you could have hit that. And I'm like, look, I could have. I probably should have, but it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't on the cards in this event. Like, what was it last week when I played with like a couple of hours sleep and my vision was shit? That was fun. I actually hit some things. It was actually pretty fun. Not gonna lie. I have so much fun with the stupidest things. But yeah, eventually I'll get a good tablet. It's gonna take a while to save up for. I have other priorities, like obviously being able to pay my bills and stuff is a priority first, and then anything that needs repair, and then equipment. Like, there was a few things that broke, like I had to get a mic because nobody could hear me. I'm actually really quiet spoken, um, everywhere all the time, so I had to get a microphone that could ramp up the gain so you guys could hear me because that was what everybody commented for months. My first few videos, nobody can hear me. If you go back and watch one of my really old like first videos, you won't be able to hear me probably. Um, but now I've got it all like set up and my headset broke. My headset fucking snapped. So I ended up having to get a new one of those, I think last month as well. It was a big month. And on top of that, then my CPU cooler died just as my CPU was overheating, obviously. So yeah, I was really lucky with that one. Trantha Trantha ended up funding a new CPU cooler, thank God, because otherwise I would have been down and out of commission for a little bit. Yeah, but I mostly just enjoy what I'm doing. The little stresses are making sure that my equipment actually is like working and that you guys can hear me. Like, was it last night? My internet went down. I've been on them for a bit because they're like constantly shit. We changed providers from like a really good company because they got too expensive, and now I'm almost fucking willing to go back and pay the extra and like dock it out of something else, just to have fucking stable internet because I really can't stand having my internet dumped out, especially while I'm actually streaming. Um, the only good thing is that at least I had my phone internet this time because I keep falling asleep watching shows, and occasionally, if my internet's being shit at home, I'll just like turn it on to phone internet. And if I fall asleep watching that, I have no internet for like the rest of the month, and that's what's happened a few times. So I was lucky enough that I had phone internet and I could let you guys all know what the hell was going on in Discord. Doesn't feel the same way, but my area is locked in the internet provider monopoly, so you have no choice. Goddamn. Yeah, I've got a little bit of choice, but the area is oversaturated. They've been adding more and more houses here for years. They've just not stopped. And for anybody that actually lives here, like our internet's gone to absolute shit. And we are eligible for fiber upgrade. What do you call it? Uh, the fiber to the premises, I think it is. We're eligible for that. But we also, of course, have to pay to enable that to happen. So, details, right? I'll get it eventually. Again, that's on my list of priorities. That's one of my higher priorities than like the tablet. It's getting stable internet. I actually had like a list of priorities, and some of it had to go out the window when I had to get the new mic and the fucking all the other bits and pieces. It was weird. But I'm generally pretty good at budgeting. So, once things are a little bit more stable, I'll do just fine. You know, much just like the little things, like you guys like being here, hanging out, talking and stuff like that. Like the main thing is like I enjoy it. I look forward to all the different people coming in and saying hello or like stepping out of a lurk and being like, I've been here for a while, and I'm like, oh my God, you've heard everything. I'm like, so it gets fun. And that's what I mostly look forward to. I can't think of any other fucking job I've ever had where I actually enjoyed starting my day. Like, you know, I really can't. And maybe I've just had like a slew of really shit jobs, but from my perspective, this is honestly the nicest one. Nicest people. It is. It really is. I think the other thing too was I was expecting to get so much hate, like early, I guess. I know eventually I'll get some people that really hate me and stuff like that later down the track. I'm sure of it. But the thing that always baffles me, it's like if you don't like the content or you don't like me, there's nothing saying that you have to be here. So I just try to like prioritize people that are, nice. Obviously, there's some people that like to troll and stuff like that, and I understand that too. And I like to be mean. It makes it feel powerful. Yeah, sometimes it does. Um, I always look at it like you never know what the fuck's going on in their life. It doesn't excuse it, but it still it still makes me like reserve thoughts before I act. Like what do you call it? I don't know. I'm a reasonably lenient person. Tolerate a fair bit. Tolerate a fair bit before it's too fucking much, and then I don't tolerate it, and then it's get the fuck out kind of attitude. Then I've had a few people push that limit. Not live though, thank God, but um, almost. That's it. That's a charitable way to look at it. It's a way to look at it. Um, some people are just assholes. Some people are just complete dickheads, and there's nothing spawning them on. That's just how they are. But I like to give the benefit of the doubt, at least for a while, until I can come to a conclusion if the person is that way due to malice or if they're that way due to like a situation that's going wrong and maybe they need like a little bit of like kindness given back. It's also why I try to keep this place like generally positive as well, because it's a lot easier to be positive when everybody else is also positive and uplifting. And it also makes it a nice place to be. After this bow, I'm pretty much done with this one. Oh, I've also got to put the shadows around hype itself before I forget. I don't know, it's really interesting. I hear a lot of streamers say that they have like the best communities and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, I always roll my eyes and I'm like, sure you do. I'm sure that's like just a thing you say. And then like after starting to stream, I'm like, holy shit, I actually get it. Like these are people that have like-minded interests and they're awesome. And they're just as weird and introverted and shy and like talkative or whatever as I am. Like I get it now. All right, let's see how the ribbon looks with that. Probably a little less rounded up here. I kind of need it to come in a bit. Helps that the people in the channel tend to have similar interests. It does. It really does. Because, like, screw trying to find people in real life that are like, um, got the same kind of interests as you. It's like walk into a room and have to talk to somebody. No, I would much rather be behind a computer where I can have a conversation with lots of people that are like minded and you know, just as nerdy as I am, geeky. Um, okay, that looks fine to me. I could make that a little lighter, it would be great, but I didn't really like how that looks. Let's get the back stuff going. Like, I do find like my character's face is very fucking pale though. The only thing I don't like is she kind of like blurs into the background with that as an emote. But the rest of it's mostly fine. What have I got to do? Just a ribbon and the hype. Cool. I might just leave these off because I've got to go around the hype. Well, honestly, I might just do the fucking hype part like manually. Also, it's clipping. Hold on. You're a little bit bigger. I noticed this before. Why are you going all the way to the edge? Oh, now it's out there. Fine. All right, now I've got to figure out where the fucking hands are and move it. I noticed it before. I'm like, it just looks like it's like clipped where it was. Now I've got to move it. Should be able to just move it sideways. This self. I also noticed that thumb is pretty messy. I've got to come back to that. Mm, a bit more. Yeah, about there. Yeah, that looks right. Cool. I know that like it's a little bit jarring that she's like kind of floating, but whatever. I actually don't mind it. I prefer like the minimalistic, like extra stuff and like the brown hair as a background makes it stand out more. What I do need to do is fix up this nasty ass finger fucking thumb thing. Is it that one? Definitely this. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, your fucking bleed out here is so bad. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's bring this back on. And the only thing I could think to do is either make it lighter and smaller or literally like put a layer above it and sort of write around it. I don't know if I can actually put a border on words. Can I? Let me highlight it. Hold on. Box fixed. That's text color. I haven't really done too much with words in this program. I love how it's like vertical right, left, whatever, but it looks like a little tiny hangman. And you guys can't see it, but it's like a little tiny like picture of like a little hangman thing. Is like where the letters are hanging. Quite funny. Yeah, right. I don't think I could put one over it. Anything I could do, like I said, is like make it smaller or larger or whatever and put it around the background. That's pretty much the only thing I could think to do that might work. Duplicate the layer. I am going to say I want probably that shade, honestly. Like, it could also do with the really dark purple, but we'll see. You hide. I don't know what I was thinking I was going to do when I got to about this part, but it was definitely going to be something. All right. Okay, so what I want to do is just make this just like maybe about the difference of 10 larger. So it's not much. Just be enough. I drag it in behind you. That's not quite enough. Try 80. It's almost. Let's really push it up to 700. Not 7,000. Holy shit. All right, I should be able to move this around. I don't want it to be like shadowing it or anything like that. I may have to do this individual letters. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with doing this individually. Yeah, come down here. If it makes it easier for me, I'll do it. Which one's you? That one, okay. Okay, VLC player. VLC player keeps getting up in my shit. No, not that one, this one. I just want that to be H. All right. That's not quite right. If it wasn't italic, I think it would go around it better, but that's actually not too bad. I think it's a little bit funny that I'm doing this all individually. Like, I don't know if there's a better way to do this, but it's fine. I don't really want it to look like it's indented, so I may have to change the size. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm definitely going to have to change the size, make it work. I need it to be at least legible on both sides of it. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'll just make these all bigger now while I can see them. That'll be easier. Alright. I like that one's even bigger than it's supposed to be. Like I made one an unusual size without intending it to be. The H and the E look like they're fine, but the P and the Y kind of don't. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Hold on. All right, that's enough of space to base. Sure, that one's all right. All right, you. I got that's E. I don't want E. I want letter P. Like they're all the same size. It just doesn't work like that. I could change the font and it would work, probably a little bit more. I just prefer it to have like a little bit of movement to it. It's kind of circling it. I feel like the wire is not the right size. Either that or fucking make it bigger if I've got to. Not that. Nope, don't do that. I'll make you a little bit bigger. Let's see how we go with this. I only have one concern with this song is if I'm pretty sure there's a really fucking weird like thing with Speed Racer in it at some point. I'll have to skip. Hmm. I don't feel like that makes it look any better. Uh, I can try it on. What did I try it on earlier? Hey, Phoenix. What are you doing? I'm still drawing. You can't sit on me. Phoenix is my cat for anybody that doesn't know. He really wants to sit up on me. Let's see. Not Gabriola. What's the other one that I tried earlier? Franklin. I did try Ariel. Oh yeah. Um, I've got photos on my Instagram and in Discord as well. If you want to bring those up to have a look, it's just exclamation mark Discord or exclamation mark Instagram and stuff like that. I got photos on them. They're pretty cute. I friggin' love cats. I've also owned a dog as well, but I think cats is kind of like where I'll always be. Franklin, no. I'm gonna try Ariel. Real bold. No, that was the one that was too big. I can just do that. Frankly, Gothic medium. That might have been what I had. I was down by like 100. Doesn't sit quite as well. There sits. I may have to move her hand for this. I may have to just go with block type. Um, yeah, all of these are going to be too big. That's fine. I'll adjust them as I go. I would have liked to have kept it a little more stylized, but I think I would have had issues with it. Okay, the only one that's too big is this one. I made it too big on purpose. Okay. Azula and Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah, so Azula is named after the Avatar princess, obviously.